I'm Tactical Jackalope. Welcome to my scale modeling world. So in this episode of What's in the Box, we're going to take a look at a recently released 1/35th scale kit from Ukrainian manufacturer ICM, and it's the Horch 108 Type 40 one-ton all-wheel drive truck. Let's take a look. All right. From the exterior of the box, now the box is not thick at all. It's very thin. It's maybe 1 3/4, 2 inches in depth. Nice glossy cover to the box. The art appears to be rendered on a computer, which I don't have a problem with. It looks nice, don't get me wrong, but it does not appear to be hand-drawn. Of course, that could be full of crap. That may not be it at all. But they're doing these very similar to what Zvezda is doing. Oh, by the way, this is kit number 35505. Once again, that's model kit number 35505. They're doing this very similar to Zvezda in that there's an inner white box that's reinforced. Inside, you'll see the contents, of course. There's one foil-type heavy plastic bag, very similar to what Tacom is doing now in terms of the plastic bag material, containing all the sprues for the kit. And then beneath that, there is an instruction sheet or instruction booklet with glossy paper, and then, of course, a small decal sheet. And we will take a look at all those. First, we're going to start, of course, with the instruction booklet. No, not quite 8.5 and 11 by paper. It's, I think, a tad longer than 11, but it's pretty close nonetheless. There's a brief history of the vehicle. All the paint callouts are in Model Master. That's interesting considering it's a Ukrainian company. Not saying it's a problem, just it's interesting they chose to go with that. Of course, you can use pretty much any paint color you want because we know all the typical colors that would be used on a German vehicle this time frame. We're basically looking at either Panzer Gray or dark yellow. The beginning of the instruction sheet, you'll notice there is a really nice line drawing sprue map. 1, 2, 3, 4 sprues, a wheel sprue, rubber tires, and then a clear sprue. All that is very easy to follow. So this is going to be a brief look at the instruction sheet. The build begins with the construction of the engine, and that's one of the things I find so intriguing about this kit is it has a full engine, full suspension, full drivetrain, so it is extremely detailed. You'll notice that the pictograph drawings in the kit are very easy to follow. They're large and easy to read. So you go right on into mounting the suspension and assembling the frame components, installing the engine into the frame. No surprises. Just going to thumb through this quickly just so you guys can get a brief look at the instructions. Then here you begin assembling the upper part of the vehicle and the chassis. There's the dash. All of these parts, of course, we're going to look at. Very simple to follow. You'll notice that there aren't a ton of steps per instruction. There's only a few things that you have to perform per piece. That makes it, of course, easier to assemble, so you don't get so confused all at once. There's the rifles going into the racks there, the 98K Mausers. Installation of the radiator and the hood, and I gotta believe you're going to be able to install this open, revealing that really nice engine detail on the inside, and I gotta believe there's probably some super detailing opportunities for that engine. If you wanted to do spark plug wires, hydraulic lines and such, that would probably be pretty cool. There's the canvas top folded back. The color marking options. As I stated before, basically there's no camouflage options here. They offer 1, 2, 3, basically 4 variants. One of them being in dark yellow or dunkelgelb color. The other one is Panzer Grau or Panzer Gray. You can paint this pretty much whatever you want, because you know how the German military was with their vehicles. So I think the sky's the limit, basically. Any appropriate early or mid-war camouflage scheme would be more than adequate for this vehicle. Let me go ahead and get the plastic ready for you guys to look at, and that will take just 1 second. Now, these are in no certain order, how I wanted to share these with you. So this sprue contains, obviously, the floor of the vehicle, the chassis, upper chassis halves, the hood, And I ask that you look at how impressively detailed these parts are. The rendered fine mesh, the screens, the anti-skid texture on the bottom of that is really quite impressive. This next sprue is mostly vehicle equipment. We have pioneering equipment like the pickaxe, the shovels, grab handles, and little tiny, what Freddie Duarte would call plastic photo etch. The Mauser 98K rifles look nice. This looks like it's part of the frame for the half of the vehicle, the cover of the vehicle, excuse me, the convertible cover that goes over the top. There's the exhaust, all nicely bent and detailed. Interesting how they did the steering wheel. Those attachment points. That'll be a lot of fun to cut off without damaging that steering wheel. You need to be very careful doing that. But I don't see any flash, and the detail on these parts looks quite good. Now the next sprue, certainly a lot more busy. This is basically the guts of the truck. You have the frame, suspension parts here. You'll see the block for the engine. Over here you have the frame for the windshield. Pretty much all that. But the detail is quite good. If you look here, especially at the detail on these transmission housings, these differentials. Now here's a broken part, but it's a clean break, so that's repairable. It's not a problem at all. Once again, the detail on this is quite impressive. There's some really nice fabric detail here in these seats. Now the next sprue. These are doors and hatches. What appear to be levers. Part of the cover for the convertible on this vehicle. Now there are two of these. These, of course, are the wheels, and I'm sure there's a couple of spare tires as well that go on the side. But the bolt detail on the inside of these rims is very nice. So you have two identical sprues of those. Now there is a clear sprue. I'm not going to take this out, but there does not appear to be any distortion. There's one for each windshield, one for each headlight, and probably a tail light or a searchlight in here. So a very simple clear sprue. And last to look at are the tires, and I am going to go ahead and take these out. Let's take a look at the tires. Should have already had this done for you. So 5 rubber tires, really nice detail. Hope you can see this. They're soft, but they're not too soft. I wouldn't be surprised if someone like Def Model or another manufacturer makes resin weighted wheels for this. But I wouldn't have a problem using these rubber tires. They look really good. Well, guys, that's a brief look at this kit. I think the kit's a good value. It is a new kit. I recommend it. I can't attest to the fit because I haven't built one of these newer ICM kits. But from what I've read online, the reviews of these kits are actually quite good. So I'd say go for it. The price is right. This thing can be had very affordably. I believe I actually bought mine from an eBay dealer in the Ukraine, if I'm not mistaken. But check it out, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to hit that like button, and if you like this video, subscribe. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.